Band of Brothers interview. Today, the incredibly fantastic Robin Laing. You played a man by the name of Edward Babe Heffron. Was this the part you tried out for, or were you in part of a cattle call and they picked you out and you read for like several other people? How did you get to be Babe?
I think I had, in total, I had 7, possibly 8 meetings for this. And they started off very general. And as they continued, they got more and more specific. And it ended ultimately with them asking me if I would play Babe. And it was even the casting, everything about it was different. You know, everything about it was special. Even the casting process, you know, to go through 8 sort of rounds of auditions was, you know, you don't. I don't know if that even happens for sort of, you know, Hollywood movies, you know. But I think that was testament to the producers and the directors and the casting directors. And we went through a few of them in Britain. They were trying to create a group of people, you know, a group of they had the advantage of knowing these men now and looking and being able to fit them together, and, you know, not just in the way that they would meet as strangers, but what they would become. So they're building a huge family, a huge, you know, a massive, wide-ranging family. And so it became. It was like a marathon. It was almost like Last Man Standing. You know, if you made it to the 8th audition, you were going to get a part.
Well, yeah. After
it was just a kind of. It was like a sort of long service medal. You know, it's like, okay, he's back again. He must really, really want to do it. But yeah, that was. And when they offered me Babe, it was. You know, it was. There was no choice to be made. It was when you. You know, when you've gone and read for Tom Hanks and people like Tony Toe, and they say, "Would you like to come and play this part for us?" You say, "Well, of course." You know, and I think at one point there was talk of offering me sort of one of. It was kind of one of 2 or 3 parts, you know, and I kind of. You know, and it was, you know, well, you know, let's, you know, whatever you guys deem to be, you know, I'm right for, then, you know, that's I'll take that with, you know, I respected their opinions very highly, and basically whatever they wanted me to come and do, I was going to go and do. So
now, since Babe was and is still to this day with us, was it easier for you than some of the other guys to get into character, or how much of the character of Babe in the series did you bring from acting experience versus stuff that you learned from talking with him?
It was a I was going to say it was a blessing and a curse, but it you know, because for a lot of the guys who were portraying characters who sadly either didn't make it through the war or had subsequently passed away, they didn't have that reference point. But by the same token, they didn't have the pressure of having to meet then, you know, post filming, having to meet that person face to face, and, you know, get their not necessarily that they would want to give their approval or not, but it wasn't a blessing and a curse for me, because Babe he's an amazing man, and he was so sanguine about the whole thing. You know, he was very, very down to earth, and he said to me time and time again, you know, if you need anything, you want to talk about anything, I'm happy to talk to you about it, but don't worry about it. It's a TV show. You know, it's, you know, he was very, you know, he's a very clever man, and he was very, very aware of the fact that not everything was going to be exactly as it happened, and not everything was going to, you know, that came out of my mouth was going to be exactly what he said on a specific day, and, you know, and he was very, you know, he grasped that sort of that reality very, very, as soon as HBO, I think, announced that they were going to do it, and so it was a blessing and a blessing, because I had none of the pressure of portraying him and worrying about whether I got it right or not, and I had this fantastic opportunity to talk to this man, and this great. There's no better archive of Babe than Babe.
No, you're absolutely right. Did you read Ambrose's book before?
I did, yeah. I actually read it during the casting, during the sort of, I think somewhere between 3 and 6, round of audition 3 and round 6, I read the book, because I thought I really, when I got the idea that this was going to be, I was in it for the long haul, I thought, right, I really, really need to find out, what's going on here, what this is about. And it was incredible. I couldn't put it down. It's just incredible.
So between talking with Babe, your acting ability, and the book, you were able to solidify the character that we all fell in love with.
I get that's very kind of you. Yes. Between those 3 things. I suppose there's a 4th thing in the writers and the script editors, because they did a fantastic job as well. I mean, they had to get, they had the job that I was just talking about. First and foremost, they had to write it and try and be as truthful as they could to the individuals, whilst at the same time being constrained by, television. The things that make television great. And quite often, what makes television great isn't what happens in real life, or what happens in real life isn't very interesting television. But between those 4 things, Babe, the book, as you say, and I very humbly say, my acting ability.
Oh, you don't have to be humble about your abilities. I mean, those are there for a reason, man.
Well, it's very. I don't have any handle of them, because I can't look at it and go, yeah, that was good. I just look at it and go, yeah, that was me.
Well, have no fear. It was good.
Well, thank you very much.
If it wasn't, we wouldn't be here today. So, by all means, it was excellent.